You know, the purpose of a speech is to influence lives. And so today, I thought I would influence you by talking about dying, death, and success. And this will set the tone for today's program. You see, we're all going to die. We are all dying right now. And I know how long I've got to live. I have, in fact, 20,578 days left to live. I've decided that I'm going to die when I'm exactly 100. I have an app on my iPhone that ticks away. It'll tick 18 off today. And when you look at this, and I look at it every single day, it puts things into perspective as to, what's going on in life. What are we actually doing today? What are we doing today to make a difference? What are we doing today to influence? What are we doing today to leave a legacy? And many of us today are not doing what we should be doing. So instead of talking about, actually going, I'd like to talk about the future of my 20,578 days and talk about what we could possibly be doing to really live a better life for all of us in this room. So as we look at the future, I like to follow a very simple model, and that is that if we want to change our results, let me see a show of hands. Who wants to change a result of any sort in their lives? Who wants to change a result? That's pretty much all of us. That could be a business result. That could be a weight or fitness result. It could be a financial result. It could be a relationship result. Anything at all. A result you'd like to change. Well, if you'd like to change that result, and this is all about catalysts for change today, then we first need to set some goals around what that result is going to be. And many of us, I presume, in this room have written goals, and that's one of the reasons you're here at TED today. And then after that, we need to say, okay, with the goals that I've set, with the result that I want, is the vehicle that I'm following actually going to enable me and help me to achieve that result? Whether that be a business vehicle, whether that be a job, whether that be, a trainer to help you lose the weight or get fit, whatever the vehicle is. And with this vehicle, I find a lot of people are not in their right vehicle. A few years ago, 7.5 actually, I owned a software company. And this software company is quite successful. But I realized it was the wrong vehicle when I did a wealth profile on myself. And I realized this is not my vehicle to get the results that I want. So I left that day. I kid you not, right? I was a 25% shareholder. I went to my partner and said, I'm out of here. He said, when? I said, today. He said, why? I said, because this vehicle will not help me achieve the result that I want to achieve. So after the vehicle, then comes some decisions. What decisions do we need to make in this room to achieve the result that we want to change? So we've got those days ticking away. For me, 20,578. How many days do you have left? We don't actually know, but are we living the life that we want to live in the time that we've got here? Because you can change if you decide to change. So make these decisions, and what happens next is we need to put those into action. What is it you want to do? You can do whatever you want. And if you want to go into business, it's so much easier these days, with the internet and outsourcing and globalization, so much easier than when I started businesses many, many years ago. But you've got to decide. You've got to look at those days and say they're ticking away. Another one today, 18 minutes for me today. Another one's gone, another one's gone, another one's gone. How are you living your life? So to do that, we need to go right back to the basics, I believe, and realize that most of us are in denial. I meet a lot of people. I'm on the board member of Entrepreneurs Organisation. I deal with accountants every single day of my life. That's my main business. I do business in 38 countries at the moment, and I find a lot of the people I meet who want to change a result are actually in denial with their head in the sands. And that's one of the first things we have to do, is get out of denial and realize that if we want that result over there, we need to maybe change our vehicle, not just our goals. We may need to change our job. We may need to change our business in its entirety to get the result that we want. So if we go right back to basics and say, what is success all about? What is success all about? When you look at success, and everyone's got their own version, I'd like to ask you a question. What is your version of success? Because the version of success that you decide will determine what you actually do. Because it's, okay, you want a bigger house, you want this, you want this, you want a better lifestyle or whatever it happens to be, and that's all great, but is that going to fulfill the ultimate destination of success? So, yell out some words, some key words that you might think would be your version of success. What are some key words that you might have? Time, lots of time. Yeah, what else? Freedom, yeah, whatever that means. What else? Happiness, balance, what else? Sorry? Travel, lots of travel. What else is your version of success? Family time, career. It's going to be centered around these 6 areas. Work, career, family, time, health, and friends. Every time I ask that question, it comes around these areas here. So I'd like to talk to you about my version of success. And my version of success is doing what you want, when you want, with whom you want, in a manner you want. Total happiness. You do what you want, when you want, the people around you with whom you want, in a style or manner that you want to live. So let's break that down. First one, doing what you want. Are you doing what you want to do today? All right, that's 1 out of 4, right? The TED people are going, yeah, we want to be here today. I want to be here today, and that's what I wanted to do. But in your life, every single day, because you've got choices, if you go back to that simple formula of goals, vehicle, decisions, and actions to get the result, then you've got to change a few of those to get doing what you want to do. If you're not doing what you want to do every single day, then life's tough. It's very, very tough. Do you want to be reading a book? Do you want to be right now? Do you want to, and don't all leave, by the way, we've just gotten started, right? Do you want to be playing golf, playing tennis, fishing? What do you want to be doing today? Type of work that you do. What type of work do you want to do? Because remember, it's your life. And by the way, this is a very selfish formula. This is about what you want to do because it's no one else's life but yours. What do you want to be doing? And scope it out, write it out. If it's a business, write out your business life. What does it look like? May not look like that at the moment. If it's personal, write out your personal life. What does it need to look like? Doing what you want to do. Because you've got choices. And you choose to be here today. Next one is doing when you want it. When you want to do that. Remember, this is your life, it is your diary, it is your clock, no one else's. In business, and many of us in the room are in business, we let clients determine when we do things often. We let other team members determine when we do things. Why do we do that? It's not their diary. It's not their clock. You need to make a decision and gain control of your time as what you do with that. Because often people encroach on your time and they get you to do things that you just don't want to do on their schedule. But it's your life. I don't get that. But it's your choice. And you let people do that to you. And as we talk about people, with whom you want. Now this is the tricky one. Because some people around us are like energy vampires. They suck the life right out of you. That could be a customer. It could be a fellow team member at your work. It could be your boss. It could be your business partner. It could be a relative. It could be your loved one at home. People around you. You should decide who is around you. Because studies after studies have shown that the secret to happiness is not more things, it's more experiences and more interactions with quality people. So who's around you right now? Who's influencing you right now? What sort of people do you hang out with? You decide. You might need to unfriend a few of them. It's your choice. And some of the tough ones may be a business partner, maybe a life partner, maybe a family relative. And lastly, in a manner you want. What's your style? How do you want to be portrayed? What do you want to look like? You know, how do you want to drive? How do you want to travel? It's entirely up to you. You know, travel is cheap these days. And don't let anyone tell you that flying at the front of the plane doesn't get you there sooner. You arrive at least 2 minutes sooner in a different style. But you go right back to your vehicle and say, okay, with the vehicle I've got, maybe that's a business or income vehicle of some sort, is that providing the amount of money I need and the amount of freedom and time I need to actually support the sort of lifestyle I want to lead in the manner that I want to lead? And if it's not, don't downplay your goals. Don't say, well, I'll just accept less. That's being in denial, that's accepting defeat. No, let's change the vehicle. Let's change our style. Let's change the way we want to do this. Because remember, those days are ticking away, and it's your life. No one else's life but yours. And you decide. You decide what vehicle you want to travel in. You decide what style you want to travel. You decide on whose clock. You decide with whom around you. And some of those decisions are tough. You know, for me to leave my business 7.5 years ago, literally walked out, sold my shares a year later, that was a tough decision. One of the best decisions I've ever made. Last year as an entrepreneur, I was looking to expand overseas dramatically. I was full on. Going to the US, the UK, we're going to dominate the world. I decided to chop the plan because it wasn't going to work. I chopped the vehicle and thought, no, that's not going to work. But you've got to make those decisions. And a lot of people make decisions. You know, they go through, I want this, I'm prepared to do this, I'm doing this, and then they don't follow through. They don't follow through with the hard grinds of the action. They just don't do it. So it might as well just be a dream, might as well just be a pipe dream. You know, I'm fortunate that my wife, somewhere in the audience, bought me for my 40th birthday a trip into space on Virgin Galactic. How good's that? Good wife, yeah. So, that's a pretty cool 40th birthday present, don't you think? Anyone got a birthday coming up? Anyone got a man with a birthday coming up who's got a wife, right? Hey, this is what this guy got. I'm number 293 in the world to travel into space on Virgin Galactic. And this was my gift, my present from my wife, because she knows I'm an adventurer, she knows I do crazy stuff. But I wrote a goal down about 18 years ago, about 15 years ago then, about 18 years ago, to go into space, to actually have a space holiday. I had no idea how this would happen. And often when we write goals down, they just happen. They seem to happen. Sure enough, on my 40th birthday, we're at a fancy hotel in Brisbane, 100 dear friends there, and Mr. Branson comes through the video screen. I get presented with a letter, and this is your gift. I'm thinking, how cool is that? This is like the ultimate present. And the best thing about this particular present is you get to hang out with some pretty cool people. Being a future astronaut, my official title, as I shall be known as such, we get invited to all sorts of cool gigs around the world. I spent a lot of time with Sir Richard and various other very cool entrepreneurs. And it was interesting, after the birthday party, 2 weeks later, my wife Nat says, and by the way, I've signed you up to run the London Marathon. I think she wants to send me into space, and then she's going to try and kill me. And I've never run a marathon before in my life. Virgin was sponsoring it for the first year. In April, this was in September, she tells me this. So what do I do? Righto, I must have a goal here. I want the result. I must have a goal. And I had 3 goals with this particular event, all because of this space journey that I'm on. And the 3 goals were, I'm not going to walk, I'm not going to stop, and I'm going to do it less than 4.5 hours. And by the way, at the time, I couldn't run 500 meters. So I enlisted. I thought, okay, back to my little model here. That's the result I want. I've set my goals. And what's my vehicle? I need a trainer. I need some help here because I don't know actually how to do this. You know, not being... Anyone run a marathon in the room before? A few marathons? Not too many. Yeah, good on you, right? No doubt you beat my time. It wasn't the flashiest time in the world. I'll tell you in a moment about that. But the thing was, I decided what I wanted to do. I told lots of people about my 3 goals. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to walk. I'm not going to run, right? I'm not going to walk. I'm not going to stop. And less than 4.5 hours. So I got my trainer, got started, got promptly injured, and I was out of action for 8 weeks, and I got started again with 17 weeks to go. 17 weeks to go, I busted my butt and did 692 kilometres of running in 17 weeks. I get to London, and I've got no idea about this marathon business, but I find out there's 750,000 spectators at the London Marathon. and I'm one of 40,000 runners, and I'm in the Virgin team, so it's only a small handful of us. And, off I go, get up to the area I had to go, which is the green area, and I meet this chap. He says, "What's your story?" I said, I'm running the marathon. And I said, "What's your story?" He said, "I'm running the marathon, and then I'm running back another 26 miles after that." I said, "You're doing a double marathon today? You're crazy." He said, "Yeah, I do all these extreme adventure sports and that sort of stuff." I said, "Oh, right, okay." So walking away, he said, "Why are you here?" I said, "Well, I'm in the Virgin team." He said, "This particular gate is reserved for extremists like me or celebrities." I'm thinking, I must be a celebrity. So I said, and they said, the Virgin people said, "Look for our tent." So I see this massive tent, celebrity tent on the top. That must be me. So up I go, see the man with a little clipboard, Rob Nixon, and he says, "Not on here." I said, "What do you mean?" "I'm in the celebrity tent, and I'm in the thing." He said, No. I said, "Check again." So he checked again. "No, sorry, not there." And he said, "Mate, off you go." And I found our tent was out the back somewhere, some nondescript tent. But I run the London Marathon, and because I'd told so many people about my goal, and I wanted to achieve this, at one point in time, I wanted to stop. And I thought, I can't stop. People, there's like 80 pubs along the way, and they're trying to thrust beers at you. "Do you want a beer? Do you want a beer?" I think that'd be a cracking idea. But if I have a beer, I'll have to stop or walk. So I kept on going. I saw one chap running with no shoes. I thought, that's a great idea. I'll throw my shoes in the Thames. No, I'd have to stop. So I kept powering along, and my wife said she saw me about a mile from the end, and I looked like Cliffy Young shuffle type thing. I didn't walk, I didn't stop, and I did it in 4 hours, 20 minutes. Thank you. I choose to live in this manner. I choose to fly in this vehicle. We go next year or thereabouts. I hope, as a result of this very short talk, because my time is up, 18 minutes is gone, I hope I've influenced you to do something different, whatever that happens to be. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, Rob. Fantastic. Thank you very much.